everyone, my name is Melanie Hooper, and the topic that I chose to further investigate is the use of social networks and the impact that it has on our world today. The types of people that we see using social networks can run from anyone to our neighbor, our grandparents, our best friends, and of course ourselves. We use these social networks for expressing ourselves, discussing worldly and non-worldly issues, and of course for communication. Different types of social networks that we see from day to day are YouTube, as we're using today for this presentation. Facebook is probably the most popular one. We also have Twitter, Instagram, we have blogs, Pinterest also for the ladies. The social networks have a positive effect, but they can also have a negative effect on our society, more so that they are disabling us nowadays. For example, if you go into a restaurant with your family, your friends, or a significant other, I don't think that you can go in and not find someone that has their head buried into their cell phone, either taking a picture of their meal and Instagramming it, or checking in to, the restaurant that they chose on Facebook, or maybe even tweeting about something funny that one of their family members or significant other said during the meal. The overuse and dependability on social networks is definitely affecting our ability to interact and communicate each other. This has been visible through many studies. For example, Dr. Paul Booth, he's an assistant professor of media and cinema studies in the College of Communications at DePaul University in Chicago. He says, social media is affecting how we engage with one another across all venues and ages. For example, instead of face-to-face interaction with one another, we'd rather email. And for talking on the cell phone, we'd much rather text. And I know that I'm guilty of that because if someone calls me, I will say, I'll call you back, and I ended up texting them. According to Booth's studies, we're becoming more social, but our style has changed. We communicate more, but we're not necessarily building stronger bonds and relationships. So when we post that Facebook status, or we tweet that tweet on Twitter, or we share a picture on Instagram, the people that like those pictures and those tweets and those Facebook statuses, we lean more towards them because they agree with our points of view. So we're not really getting the diversity that we used to before all of these social networks existed. Not only are these social networks and media enabling our communication skills, it's also assisting in bullying and harassment. For example, Dr. Nicholas David Bowman, he's an assistant communication professor at Elberly College of Arts and Science at West Virginia, states, often a person being bullied can remove themselves from the situation. For example, a child being bullied at school can escape the playground when he or she goes home at night. However, cyberbullying is persistent. It's all hours of the day. And I know that us being young and still college students, I still do see, even though it's very inappropriate, on Facebook we have Facebook fights and people disrespecting each other and stuff, and that is a form of bullying. So I do think that social media really does, help that out. It helps people feel superior, and they're able to, it's easier to bully someone or harass someone. So we still ask ourselves, if this is so addicting and it's doing so much harm to us, why do we still use them? Why do we use them every day? Well, Harvard University did a study, and they discovered that the act of disclosing information about oneself activates the same part of the brain that associates with pleasure. Well, by posting a Facebook status about your day or how happy you are, how you're feeling, it's bringing the same pleasure that we get from eating food, having a great meal, one of those, you're starving and you have an awesome meal, getting money or making money. and also sexual intercourse. Studies show that 56% of people said that they wouldn't take a job that did not allow them to access social media. So that really surprised me, because with the economy and how hard it is to find a job nowadays, why are 56% of Americans saying they wouldn't take a job if they can't be on social media? So I think that shows a lot of the addiction arising in our society. I can say that I'm definitely guilty of all of this. I have an iPhone 5C, just came out, so I was very excited about it. I have Facebook on there, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, you name it. I have all of those on my phone. And I catch myself, probably every hour checking my Facebook and my Instagram, and it's just fun to me. I like to go look to see what everyone's doing. Since I am currently in Colorado and I do like to travel, my family's in Houston. So that is a very, very big form of communication for me from my family and my friends and people from high school. I get to see how everyone's doing. And although I am part of this, times age where everyone's addicted to social media, I do think that it's affecting us. I am very aware that it is. I think it's affecting us negatively. We're not taking advantage of the world around us. We're kind of just stuck in this cyber world, and I don't agree with that. I watched a video on Facebook, and it was about how the social media and social networks are taking over our lives. Well, I find it funny because, it's about Facebook and how everyone's always on their phone and stuff, and I watched it on Facebook. So, anyways, it was about it showed some examples of some friends and some family members. They're doing different things, like they're going on hikes and, they're out to dinner, and it shows people on their phones, and no one's paying attention to each other. No one's interacting. It has everything to do with their cell phones. So, while I watched it, it kind of opened up my eyes, and I realized, social networks and social medias can be seen in a positive way. But I think if we all take a step back and realize this, we can still enjoy them as they are to be enjoyed, but not abuse them. I think that, after maybe seeing my presentation, you can put your phone down, go on for a long hike, or, go watch a movie with your family and go enjoy yourselves. So I hope you enjoy my presentation. Thank you.